surprise breakthrough from Chinese AI startup Moonshot is sinking AI and semiconductor stocks today. Moonshot's new Kimi K3 model is deepening worries that US companies could use Chinese models more and invest less in, for example, Anthropic. Bloomberg Intelligence analyst Matt Bloxham joins us now. A little bit of a deep-seek moment this morning, Matt. How good is Kimi K3 and should we be this worried?
Yeah, I think it's still early days to kind of see how good this is going to be against some of the big Anthropic OpenAI models, but definitely a sign of what's happening in the market. The corporates are getting increasingly sensitive and focused around the cost of using AI models. So anything that can potentially deliver similar or equivalent performance for substantially less money is going to become more popular, and so I think that it's going to kind of create a new pressure. Now, I think a lot of US companies may feel sensitive or may even come under pressure not to use Chinese models given the geopolitical tensions, but it is going to, I think, create pressure for those big US model developers like Anthropic, OpenAI and Google to think about how they evolve their model so that they kind of keep the performance high but with lower costs.
How much is the speech from President Xi Jinping impacting markets today? So he basically said, we're all in on AI and we want it to be open. We're going to send training courses to lots of other developing nations.
Yeah, so I think this, the technology battleground between China and the US is very much about these kind of third countries where they have more relaxed views on where they source technology, and that's a big opportunity for a large number of technology companies. And so that's, I think, where the kind of battleground for growth is going to be. So I think it's no surprise really that China is all in on AI and is looking to expand its influence on AI beyond China. But it's definitely kind of very much a kind of warning sign for the US companies that they kind of need to continue to develop and need to think about how they develop their technology to make sure that those third countries remain a lucrative growth opportunity for them too.
This Google Gemini delay, Matt, how serious is it for Google?
I don't think it's too serious, but it does highlight the fact that, as AI models have evolved very rapidly over the last few years, it's now getting harder to deliver significant incremental gains. And that when you do deliver those, you've got the likes of the US government kind of putting greater scrutiny on how widely you can make those things available. It kind of seems to me that, Google's kind of got a lot more checks and balances in place around how it develops software compared to some of its new arrivals. It's having to rethink which of those checks and balances it keeps and which it can relax to remain competitive. So I think we will see Google come out with this product relatively soon, and I think it's going to be competitive enough to keep them in the mix with OpenAI and Anthropic. I think, to be honest, Google has performed much better than people worried perhaps a year or two back in the AI race. I think a lot of people had written Google off and that AI would kind of really make a big dent in their market share, but that's not been the case. So I think Google is going to continue to be a strong player.